What's going on, world of Minecraft? This is Munsters here. Today I'm going to be showing you a mod that I very much like. I've played with in many mod packs. It is a kind of a difficult survivalist mod called No Tree Punching. So let's check it out without any further ado. Alright, so No Tree Punching. What this mod does is essentially makes the very early game a little bit harder. It increases the progression track that you follow to get your starting tools. So here we have a brand new Minecraft world. What is the first thing we always do in a Minecraft world? We find a tree and we punch it. But what do you know? We have no ability to break up this tree. Nothing is happening. So no tree punching makes it, like I said, a little harder, a little more challenging. So what you have to do instead is find some gravel. That is the first thing. You want to collect a little bit of gravel, and more importantly, you want to collect flint. But gravel is also good to collect because there is a new recipe that this mod makes available to you. So if you don't get flint just by mining gravel the normal way, that's okay. You can arrange gravel like so and make flint that way. And that added recipe kind of makes the difficulty balance out a little bit. Since it's hard to get your starting tools, at least flint is a little easier to get. Okay, so the next thing we need are sticks. Now you can get sticks by punching leaves. I believe that's just a vanilla feature. Sometimes it does take a little while to get some sticks. I know you can get like saplings before you can get sticks. Oh buddy, I do not want to hit you, so please move. There's no hive around here either. Why is there a bee just droning around? So yeah, like I said, sticks might come. Oh, I already got some. Didn't even see it. Perfect. So 2 sticks is actually what you want. So once you have a stick and some flint, oh, I forgot, you want to now take the flint that you have and you need to find a hard surface like stone. And what you're going to do is you're going to nap the flint on the stone, which will essentially break the flint into pieces. Okay, so here's some stone we got, and so I'll hold the flint in my hand and then I'll right click on the stone. And when I do that, you'll see that the flint breaks into flint shards. Now it won't do it every time. So like you see, it takes a few hits before it breaks, and sometimes the flint will get consumed without breaking into shards. But with that, I think I only lost 1 piece of flint. And the rest were broken up. So now that I have my flint shards, I can go ahead and take a stick and 1 flint shard to make a flint knife. And so now with the flint knife, I need to find some grass. I see a good amount over here. And we'll cut away at this grass with the flint knife and hope we get some plant fiber. And we're going to need a little bit more than that. We need 3. Once you have 3, you can arrange the plant fiber like so to make some plant string. Okay, so now that we have stick, plant string, and flint shard, we can make our first actual tool, which is the flint axe. And now we can cut down some wood. And that is how you start in Minecraft with the No Tree Punching mod. It makes it a little tougher to get your basic initial resource, which is the essential in Minecraft. It's wood. However, there are some additional challenges. So now I can go ahead and take the wood, and I want to make planks, right? Well, we can't make planks the old way. What we need to do is take our flint axe and place it vertically like this with the log, and then you'll get some planks. Cool. If I place it horizontally, I'll get some sticks. And that will use up durability on the axe, so that's something to keep in mind. But now that I have a crafting table, I can go ahead and make some other rudimentary flint tools. So if I pull up the No Tree Punching mod items here, there's a bunch. I'll go over all these in a little bit. But you see, actually, let me just type in flint. and you'll see there's several tools. There's an axe, a flint pickaxe, a hoe, a shovel, and there's the knife that we crafted already. I'm gonna need a little more plant fiber though before I can make anything else. But basically, if I want to start mining stone, I can do that with the flint pickaxe. Now you might be thinking, why not just craft a wooden pickaxe or a stone pickaxe? Well, we can try. Let me get some planks. And there we see we don't have the recipe. That's because No Tree Punching has removed the recipe for wooden tools and stone tools. So this means the next tier is iron. Yes. So it's going to be a little bit of a struggle because these flint tools, they have really low durability and they are slow. Like they are slow to mine. Like that's not very quick. I'd say that's about the same as maybe a wooden axe, and the durability is probably about the same as a wooden axe as well. So it really motivates you to get to iron as soon as you can, because not only is it slow, not only do these flint tools have slow mining speed and low durability, they are also a pain to make. You have to get flint shards, you have to get plant fiber to turn into string. You just saw what I had to do to make that one axe, so it is a process. And with like the pickaxe, it takes 4 flint shards, which is more than just the simple axe here. The hoe takes 2, the shovel takes 3. So yeah, it's a pain. You definitely want to work your way up to iron as soon as possible. But that is basically how you get started with No Tree Punching. All right, so there are a couple items that this mod provides to help out a bit with the difficulty. One of those things is a saw. So once you get a little bit of iron, you can craft yourself an iron saw. Now this works a lot like the axe in terms of making more planks and sticks, but with the saw you get a little bit more. Remember with the axe you only get 2 planks and then 6 sticks. But with the saw, you get 4 planks and 8 sticks. And the durability, is a lot better. So you're going to want to do that probably, as soon as you get some iron. It's just a nice tool. And as you can see here in JEI, there's different tiers. There's gold, netherite, diamond. Those don't increase the amount or the yield in wood that you get, but they do, they do have some durability benefits. And we also see the mattock, the iron mattock. This is a great tool to craft if you want an early game weapon, because you can't easily craft yourself like a stone sword or anything. So this does do some hefty damage. It also acts as a shovel and an axe. It's kind of like an all-purpose tool, really. So it can dig dirt, it can chop wood, and I believe it acts as a hoe too. If I crouch and I right click, I can till the earth. And if I just right click without crouching, it does like what the shovel does. It makes a path. And I guess if I just right click again on the path, it'll till it. Cool. So that's another handy little item that's provided in this mod. What else? Okay, so we have some clay vessels here. I'm going to show you that in a second. So once you get some clay, what you can do is craft some clay blocks like this. And there is this other tool. It's called the clay tool. This is actually needed anytime you want to make clay bricks. So you'll see the recipe for clay bricks. You just need to combine the clay tool with the clay ball, and you get bricks this way. And then you can cook those up in an oven or a kiln and get your actual bricks. But for the purposes of this mod, the other thing you can do with the clay tool is take your clay block, place it down, and with your clay tool, you'll right click on it. That will shrink it down if you right click once. If you right click again, you're going to get this, I guess like this clay, it's almost like a bucket. So here, let me demonstrate. I think I can use the mattock. So what is this? This is a clay large vessel. Okay, great. Let me plop down a couple more of these. If I right click an additional time, I will get a small clay vessel. clay small vessel. They have the wording a little in the wrong order there. So if I go one further, I will get an even smaller vessel, which is called a clay bucket. And then I think there is one more size here. Yes, this is the pot. So it's basically just like a flower pot, but it's clay. Now we want to do something with this. We actually want to cook these vessels because right now they're just like wet clay vessels. So in order to use them, we have to cook them up. Now, the mod, in addition to removing the stone and wooden tools, it also removes the recipe for the campfire. So in JEI, I'll just show you real quick. If I click on the campfire, it's not giving me a recipe. So that recipe is removed. And the way you make a campfire is you have to craft yourself a fire starter from No Tree Punching. It's a pretty basic recipe. I have all the ingredients. I did go ahead and grab some additional flint and plant fiber, and I gave myself some iron just for demonstration purposes. But so here is the fire starter, and the way this works is a little strange. You want to take, I think, 2 logs and 2 sticks, place them down in front of you on the ground, hold your fire starter in your hand, and then point it at the blocks, the logs and the stick, and then hold right click. And if you do that, whoops, looks like I don't have the right recipe here. Okay, so the recipe is actually 1 log and 3 sticks. So you put those on the ground, hold right click on the fire starter, and you get yourself a campfire. So this is the way you get a campfire, and I think, I'm actually not sure if you can cook these in a normal oven, but you can cook them on the campfire. So you can put the clay vessels on there, and they should cook up into their fired versions. So that is basically in JEI here. It is these, the ceramic small vessel, the ceramic bucket, and I don't see the flower pot here. Because it's probably just the vanilla pot. They just provided an alternative way to create it. So we've got our ceramic large vessel. Okay, great. So the rest of these finished cooking up. We have our ceramic bucket, clay vessel, and the flower pot. And there was another one. Oh, yes, the large vessel. Okay, so we have all the things. Now, the ceramic bucket is the most basic. It's just like the iron bucket. It will hold water and it will empty water. And the reason they provide this, I presume, is that because it's hard to get iron. It's harder with this mod, so they provide this alternative bucket, so you don't have to wait to get iron before you can get a bucket and move water around and get a farm growing, start growing some crops, etc. So yeah, that's one helpful thing. These two, the pot is just like a flower pot in vanilla Minecraft. You can place plants in it. Nothing really to demonstrate there. It's pretty straightforward. Okay, so for these other vessels, the small ceramic vessels, if I right click on this, I'm going to get this little grid here, and I can place items in here. And it kind of acts like a little shulker box. I can carry it around with me, and anytime I need items in it, I just right click and there we go. The ceramic large vessel is the same thing, really. If I place it down, I have to place it down first. But as you can see, it has a similar sort of purpose. It actually holds a little bit more. If I place it down and then I think I actually need the mattock to mine it. Or do I just right click it? How do I grab this? Let me try crafting up a flint pickaxe. Maybe that's the tool I need. Oh right, I need the items that I put away in my ceramic vessel. So I need some sticks, some strings, some flint shard, and now there we go. Okay, can I now mine you with the flint pickaxe? Okay, great, I can. So yeah, I can't look inside unless I place it down, but this is holding my items. So that is another nifty little addition to the No Tree Punching mod. Let's see, is there anything else? I think that's pretty much the basics. You also have this other weapon, the macaweedle. Makawi, I don't know how to pronounce it. I think that's close though. It is basically like a wooden sword edged with flint shards. So that's cool. Again, another nice weapon early game because it's going to be hard to get some iron and make your first iron sword. So this is a 4.5 attack damage. The Maddock is 3.5. So yeah, that is the better early game weapon, and it's not too hard. You don't need iron. And actually, I misspoke earlier. The Maddock is not really a good early game weapon because it does require iron. So it's much easier to make this this other tool, which is just wood and flint shards. I should also mention that No Tree Punching adds these loose stones to World Gen. So there's not much to it. You can just mine them from the ground like that. You get some stone loose rock. Again, the adjective is after the noun. But you get the idea. And these come in I think all the variants of stone. So like sandstone, etc., granite. And once you collect 4 of them, you can craft the corresponding stone block. Pretty cool. Nice Stone Age achievement. So yeah, something small added to the game. You could disable it in the configuration if you'd like, if you feel like it doesn't add very much to the game, but it is another feature of the mod. Now, one last thing I want to demo for you all. If you're using this mod and you're also using JEI, which I assume you probably are, it's a very common mod, you're probably going to want to hide the recipes that are no longer available. So like the wooden tools, you can see they're still here. There's no recipe for them if I click on them. So they're not really doing anything useful in here. I think I just want to remove them. There is a way to do this. Let me just show you that real quick. Okay, so in order to do this, you're just going to want to go grab a couple mods. You're going to want Craft Tweaker and JEI Tweaker. So these two here. Download those wherever you get your mods and throw them in your pack. Okay, so once you've got those mods installed, you're going to want to open up your text editor of choice, create a new file, and then at the top, we're going to write import mods.jei tweaker. .jei, and then semicolon. Okay, and then we're going to say jei.hide ingredient, and then open parentheses, semicolon, and then inside the parentheses you're going to write the item that you want to hide from JEI. So we'll say item : Minecraft, because it's not coming from a mod, it's just a vanilla ingredient or a vanilla recipe. So we'll then Minecraft : and then we're going to say wooden sword, for example. So we're going to want to do this for each wooden tool that we want to get rid of. So we'll say the sword, the axe, the pickaxe, we have the hoe, and the shovel. So that's all of them, and we're going to want to do the same thing for the stone versions. So we'll just replace wooden with stone, and that will hide all the wooden and the stone tools from JEI, so you won't see those obsolete recipes anymore. One other thing I like to do is actually I like to put the campfire recipe back in the game, mainly because I use other mods that require the campfire as an ingredient to other recipes. I see what the mod author was going for by removing it, but it's not too hard to create a campfire. You just need 1 piece of coal, which is easy enough to do once you get your first pickaxe. So I like to add that recipe back in, and to do that, you're going to say crafting table .add shaped. We're going to call it campfire, then add a comma, and then we'll specify the item name, so the official Minecraft ID. We'll say Minecraft, and it's campfire. And then we're going to do comma, and then we're going to open up these square brackets here, which denotes a list, and then we're going to make a bunch more. So think of each one of these square brackets as one of the squares in the crafting grid. So you have your 6 squares, and then you can fill them with the items that you want for the individual pieces that make up the recipe. So for a campfire, I think I have it here, just I'll copy paste it over. For a campfire, we have, so air just denotes that nothing goes in that square. So we have a stick, another stick, coal, stick, and then 3 logs on the bottom. And that is the standard vanilla recipe for a campfire. Just be sure to close off that with a semicolon, and this should be good. We're gonna save the file. So you're gonna wanna go to your instance in Minecraft, your instances folder, and then under the right mod pack, you're gonna go and create a new folder called scripts. So once that's created, you're gonna wanna save this file in that scripts folder, and you're gonna wanna name it tweaks.zs, and then save. And now once we load up the game, which I'll demonstrate in a second, we should have these ingredients removed from JEI, and the campfire should be craftable again. So here we are back in our world. I'm gonna open up JEI here and search for wooden, and nothing shows up. Perfect. How about stone? Nope, not seeing the stone tools either. So that's great. And if we look at our campfire, if I click on it, we have our recipe. Perfect. All right, and that wraps it up for this mod spotlight of no tree punching. This mod was created by Alcatraz Escapee. As always, I'll leave some links down in the description for you all to go find where you can download this mod for yourself. If you enjoyed the video, if you found it helpful at all, please leave a like, possibly subscribe if you feel like it, and I will see you in the next one.